one of them was streamed, the first meeting between the pair.
Wasn't that was the first one, was it?
Of the Pro Tour meetings, yes.
I know there was one particular game where Merv looked like he was going to win it. I think he was 4-1 up and then somehow ended up on the wrong end of it. I don't know if there were match darts missed in that 6-5 defeat.
25.
But he did get some revenge in stopping Cadby from qualifying for Copenhagen the other weekend. Now, Corey made such an explosive start to his PDC career. Won day one of Q School, won his 5th event that he played in the UK Open qualifier, and then made the UK Open final. He was fully expecting to do similar when he came over here again, because back in Australia he'd won 7 of the 9 events out there, but it hasn't quite been the same. It's only these last few weeks where things have started to pick up, winning a development tour title, throwing some big averages in some open tournaments away from the PDC. And now he finds himself here.
60.
Yeah, and he's a different animal, of course, on the stage. He doesn't completely contain himself on the floor. We've seen that when we have seen him on the live stream on PDC TV. But Corey Cadby will make his presence known. And I think that Mervyn King is the type of player who could get annoyed by that and make it known that he is annoyed by that.
Yes, that's true. Now, whether that spurs Merv on to play better or whether he just lets it get on top of him, we shall find out. But already Merv appears to be struggling.
And he hasn't struggled really over the course of the weekend. Very, very convincingly beat James Wade yesterday after a balmy match against Steve West, in which, yes, West missed multiple opportunities to win the match, but Mervyn did have a glorious spell in the middle of it. Took out 135, 170, and he had a 10-dart leg where one of the darts had bounced out.
Yeah, he is difficult to predict, is Merv. Double 12 for Cadby. Just giving himself a moment.
66.
Mervyn might steal this
56.
opening leg against the darts here. 16 would leave him double top. Only just finds a 16. And it looks like a decent marker, but
56.
hasn't managed to make use of it.
Corey requires 12.
Not the most impressive opening leg from these two, but Merv in particular, it already looks a struggle for him, toweling himself down from the very start of this match.
Well, Corey told me in the back room that he was going to dedicate his first winning leg to a new arrival in the family. He said to welcome Kyson Joshua, his cousin's firstborn son. Some dedication. Come on!
Did he not say Kyson? It was definitely come on.
If Mervyn King does manage to get past Corey Cadby, it would be perfect practice for a potential quarter-final meeting with Gerwyn Price, wouldn't it? Price and Cadby have been practicing
58.
together over the course of the weekend. Could end up meeting themselves. Simon Whitlock, of course, might have something to say about that. Very tasty section of the draw.
Two Aussies, a Welshman and an Englishman.
100.
The Welshman's already hit a 9-darter this weekend. One of them will go through to the semi-finals. And Corey Cadby is doing his best to make sure. But Merv should still be first to a finish in this leg.
Yep, no finish for Corey when he returns to the edge of the hockey. Mervyn King has not made much headway there.
32. Mervyn require 143.
Nor has Corey, so a chance here for King, who will probably get half a dozen darts. visibly
107.
looks more
Calling a foul,
uncomfortable
131.
physically than he has done in the previous couple of rounds, Mervyn King.
Yeah, but then again, you know,
38. Mervyn,
it was looking like it might go that way against James Wade. Lost the first 2 legs, and then all of a sudden, everything was fine. And he just ploughed on and won the next 6.
Has been doing this thing where he's been swapping darts. I think that's a very clever move by Mervyn King, and it looks like he's doing it again right now.
100.
Not swapping to different darts, just a spare set.
123. 135.
Well, there's the other set of darts, you see. It's pretty much dart for dart in this match. One player has a good visit, the other one backs it up. One player has a bad visit, they follow. Treble 19 leaves a finish.
58.
Can't get it. Nowhere near the stuff we saw yesterday from Corey Cadby against Michael Smith.
Merv leaves himself on a finish. Corey's going to be rather more handily placed, but yeah, it is very much a match so far where each leg is in the balance.
Calling a foul, 108.
Looking at the 19s. Now looking at the 16s.
76. Mervyn, you require 58.
Tops to break. Again he gets a good guide. And this time he does make the most of it.
4 seconds, Mervyn, the throw fast. Game on.
Whitlock against Price will bring an end to this afternoon's session. And what a tasty tie that could be. It is the first meeting since that famous match at the Grand Slam of Darts last year.
140.
A tournament in which they met a couple of times and they were both incredible games. One played over 9 legs, one played over 31 legs.
59.
Yes, all kind of shenanigans. Ultimately expensive shenanigans for Gerwyn Price. But ultimately victorious as well.
140.
And Merv may well be the one settling a bit. But again, it's a good visit that's followed by a good visit. Wouldn't surprise you if you just saw a 60 or a 58 followed by a 60 or a 58 from these two as well. Well, there's a 60. There's a man with a pig for a hat. Corey getting his sums right. Looking to go the old Rob Cross.
161.
Well, that's given Mervyn some breathing space.
$89. 100. Mervyn, you require 72.
And now Corey breathing down his neck. I believe Mervyn has picked up the spare set ahead of this throw. I don't know whether it was just at the end of legs he was doing it, but it looked like he changed then. Tops.
52. Corey requires 76.
To break straight back. Got to be the ball.
51.
Should have got a dart at double. That first dart was a long way off.
So double 10 to move 2 legs clear. Clattered off the dart, but the wrong side, and he's edged further away. Mervyn King himself will feel. But he should be too clear here. Cadby needs double 8 to punish.
17. Mervyn, you require
All a bit
20.
messy, isn't it?
Very much. This is a guy who averaged more than 98 in beating the World Championship finalists yesterday, Corey Cadby. Oh, it's getting harder.
No score. Corey, you require 8.
Being ushered back into this game, Corey Cadby. Looks like he's struggling a bit. The last thing you want when you're playing on one of the hottest stages in world darts is an 11-leg thriller that all go 24 darts.
In shown the fourth leg, Corey Cadby. Fifth leg is Corey to throw first. Came on.
Well, Mervyn just trying to keep calm and carry on. And trying not to be bothered by Corey's carry on.
135. $57.
Corey is carrying on. Look out, here he comes. And Mervyn King could and perhaps should have pulled a couple of legs clear. Gifted the opportunity for Cadby to level. And now Cadby is starting to spark into life. And we saw an example with Gerwyn Price yesterday,
59.
how he was really struggling in the early part of the match and then managed to fire himself up to quite brilliant heights.
I can't shake him off. Again, neck and neck. Treble 19.
$55. Mervyn, you require 130.
This would be a superb steal from Mervyn King, who was a long way behind in this leg, but through 180 and almost took out 130 on the ball.
72.
21 scored. Now double 16.
Game shoulder fifth leg. Corey Cadby. Six leg is Mervyn to throw first.
Well, it wasn't the route he was originally planning, but at least this celebration didn't involve him falling over nearly, which is what happened in his first round game with Russell Nyman.
140.
Well, if Merv can produce a purple patch, as he produced against Steve West in the middle of the game, it'll be decisive from here. You know, a three-leg burst with the stuff that he was producing there, that should win him this game, but finding it is the issue.
123.
He has spoken about this before, hasn't he, Mervyn King? He knows that he's capable of that kind of
82.
burst, but he said, I think it was after winning the Pro Tour that he won last year, talking to you actually, Dan, when he said you just don't know when it's going to come, but when it does, you don't know when it's going to end.
Yeah, he won that Pro Tour title, beat James Wade in the final actually, 105 average. The fabled Mervyn King A game. He finally acknowledged that was it, you've seen it. It's not like the Yeti or
45.
the Kraken does exist, have evidence.
Yeah, it's quite interesting, Mervyn King post-match interviews, because quite often when he wins, he says, well, they didn't play their
40.
best, and when he loses, they've had the game of their life against me again.
60.
Well, a nice,
Mervyn, you require
straightforward
98.
hold with no pressure. That would be nice, Merv, wouldn't it? It would be lovely. That'll put the Merverts' minds at ease.
7 leg is calling to throw first. Game on. 60. 38.
Neither player really managing to get a foothold in this match so far. It is becoming a very intriguing contest, but it is a battle. It's a scrap.
$96.
Well, there you see. There have been lots of missed doubles, the pair of them, but just the averages in general. Paltry compared to what we've seen already this weekend. Both averaging up towards the 100 mark yesterday.
60.
Just not clicked at all. 7 misses from Cadby, 11 from Merv.
43.
Big chunk of those in that fourth leg, of course.
Big chance here for Mervyn King if he can find at least one treble in this visit. 2 would leave him on a checkout.
85.
Again, a stray dart. Both players have thrown a dozen in this leg and have not got below 200.
$100. Calling in a foul, 138.
Well, it'd be unlikely with what we've seen so far.
$86.
King could have used the bullseye with the last dart of the previous visit and given himself a 2-darter here. He's going to get a dart at his favourite double. And nicely done from Mervyn King. Beautiful check out from Mervyn King. Plumb in the middle of the 60, bang in the middle of the single 10. And double 16 taken out with no bother whatsoever. And it followed the 98.
140.
The previous leg, Mervyn King has found his finishing range after missing all those doubles earlier on. He's needed just 1 dart to complete combinations in the last couple of legs.
Yeah, and the leg before that, he'd only just missed the bullseye for 130. I mean, we'd said he needed a spurt like he produced yesterday, or against Steve West on Friday, would win him this game. Well, it's actually just a burst of some quality finishing.
120.
Terrific tungsten from Corey Cadby. A bit of bad fortune with 1 dart finding the floor.
Merv not going to get down to the finish. After straying into the threes, Cadby has got an opportunity here. But the good visits, that he's not backing them up with more.
47.
An island of excellence in a sea of mediocrity from Corey Cadby in this game.
$57.
Still the opportunity is there to break straight back, but he does need to find at least 1 treble. He's managed that. Mervyn finds 2. He'll get a dart at double top, having just pinned the double first dart to complete combinations in the last 2 legs. And he has found 2. A blockbuster from Mervyn King, and that could prove to be the difference.
This has been a struggle, but the last few legs, Mervyn King's finishing has been superb. Misses the ball for a 130, then takes out 98, 102 and 160.
140.
All Cadby could do was nod at the back of the stage. It is King Senior who is winning this
43.
battle at the moment. . . .
140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 1 100.
Corey has every reason to be encouraged by his start to life on the Euro Tour. Particularly
97.
that win yesterday against Michael Smith. And there might be life in this tournament yet for Cadby, who is not just going to bow down to the king.
100. Corey require 81.
Double 16.
65.
Nearly a 12 darter out of absolutely nowhere for Corey Cadby. But he is going to come back and have more cracks at it. And all it would then be would be a break and a hold. And he did beat Mervyn early this year on the tour, coming from 4-1 down.
125. Corey requires 16.
Edging closer.
In shoulder,
He
no
finds
break.
the bottom
Corey Cadby.
right-hand side of the double.
Game on.
There's one of them for Cadby.
$95.
Needs to at least match Mervyn in every exchange you would feel in this
60.
leg.
Well, he might need his best leg of the match, Corey Cadby, and already that is looking tricky.
96.
Merv has dragged his average up to almost 90, which, when it was down in the 70s for a big chunk of this game,
40.
it shows you how he has raised his game. Not dramatically, but enough. Will it turn out to be enough in the end?
40. $59.
Well, King should be first to a double and should get match darts in this leg.
$100.
We've already seen the roof-raising 160 check out in this match.
60.
Mervyn's already had a 170 in the tournament. Not sure that he'll go for this, even if he finds the two trebles.
Well, Cadby, for much of this game, if he did have a good visit, he followed it with a poor one. Here, he's had a good leg, and then he's followed it with a poor one. And unfortunately for Corey,
90. Mervyn requires 76.
he had nowhere else to run because Merv's already got to 5, and this, 2 visits to see off the 76 to win the Royal Rumble and book his place in the quarter-finals. Corey Cadby forced to bow down to the king here in Prague. The original king moves into the last 8, and he will take on either another Aussie in Simon Whitlock or the 9-dart hero this weekend at the Czech Darts Open, the Iceman Gerwin Price. Final game of round 3 coming up for you here in just a few moments. We'll leave you with the victorious king, Mervyn King.
And just one king remains into the quarter-final. Our winner, the king, Mervyn King. You will have to... I appreciated that. That was a very, very good match and very patient. You're going to have to wait till the final match to find out who you play, so it's a nice way to cool down. It doesn't matter. That's right, it don't care. That's good. Well played. Some would say the old and the new, the old king and the new king, but was experience the big key there?
What you got to remember is Corey's very new on the block. He's hungry, he's a great player, he's a great guy, but maybe he just needs to settle down a little bit. He wants it now, you know? Maybe it might come tomorrow. Just chill a little bit and take it the way it comes, you know?
That's a nice bit of advice for a young player from a very seasoned player. We was trying to work out how many European Tour quarterfinals you've made, and you've made a lot. And will you wait to see who you're playing, or really make no difference?
Honestly, it makes no difference to me. I will turn up here tomorrow with the same frame of mind, whether I've got Joe Bloggs around the corner or whether I've got Phil Taylor. So, you know, I'm here to win the tournament. I'm not here to wake the numbers up. If they go well, great. If they don't and I win, still great.
Fantastic. We look forward to seeing you. You're in great form. Our quarter-final winner, ladies and gentlemen, into his quarter-final place, the King, Mervyn King.